While Joe's setting up her technology, I will introduce her. Our next speaker is Jo Boaler. She is a professor at the School of Education here at Stanford and is a mathematics educator. She started her career in mathematics education teaching in Inner London comprehensive schools and has leveraged that into the way that she approaches her work now as a researcher and math educator. Her work is acclaimed around the world, and I can speak from very personal experience. When I first walked into local school districts after coming to Stanford, the first question I got was not, what do you do? It's, do you know Jo Boaler? Math, she is a demigod for many math teachers. So we are honored to have her here tonight. Her Telos work, the award, was originally titled, I like the fact that you guys have adapted titles and that aren't, don't, yeah, I'm going to give you the original. Dynamic school-based applications for screening, intervention, and monitoring mathematical abilities in children with and without learning disabilities. That's their newest, that's your newest work. Your original, which I should have brought with me, this was your original. So Joe's actually been funded twice by Telos. So most recently in the last month. Yeah. So tonight we're going to hear about her first Telos Award, which we'll read from the slide, is Achieving Elusive Teacher Change Through Challenging Myths About Learning, a Blended Approach. In addition to her work as just a regular faculty member here, she's also launched an organization? A center called UCubed. And a lot of her team is here also. So I'm not going to take any more time with the introduction. I want you to join me in welcoming Jo Boaler. We're honored to have her and her approach to math education shared with you all tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Janet. And it's very hard to follow Brian, who has a lot of exciting technology to share with you. I have a team of people here who helped with this project, and what the project was that I want to share with you was a study of 5th grade teachers across 8 school districts in the Central Valley of California. And I want to end by showing you some of the resources we developed together, the research practice-based resources. So you're going to be hearing a lot of things tonight about this approach, what we call mindset mathematics. It started with a book I wrote. Some of it was based on Carol Dweck's work, and it talks. This approach is really a combination of brain science and sharing with students the important brain science and teaching maths differently as an open creative subject. So this is the study I'm going to tell you about. 5th grade teachers in the Central Valley were invited to take part in a network, and the central piece of the network was an online class that we have here at Stanford. The network meetings took place over the course of a year. The students together worked on the SAT and did the online class, the teachers, sorry. And then we studied a lot of things over the course of the year. So it was a mixed method study. We had teachers complete surveys. Teachers were studied in their classrooms teaching. Students of the teachers took surveys, and we also looked at student achievement. So this is the online teacher class that all the teachers in the study took. It's 8 sessions. I developed it a couple of years ago when online classes were first coming out and were all the rage. Since that time, we've had about 66,000 maths teachers take this course. So it's pretty popular, and it talks about the importance of sharing mindset messages and also all these other things you see here. So I just wanted to share with you one of the key messages from the course, which is this. There is no such thing as a math person. You're not born as a math person or not. This is what most kids think happens, and they think they're not a math person as soon as they struggle and they give up on work. And I share in the course that actually this is how it works. When we learn something, there's one of 3 things that happen in the brain. One, possibility is you form a new brain pathway when you learn a new idea. A second possibility is you strengthen a brain pathway, and a third possibility is you form connections between pathways. This is how mathematical brains develop. Nobody's born with these pathways. So these messages are shared in the course, and the teachers all took this online class. They also used some of the lessons we have on our website. So UCubed is our center at Stanford. One of the things we have on our website is free downloadable lessons across K-12 They've had about 4.5 million downloads, been used in lots of schools, so that's good. They're going really well. So this was the area that we worked in. We worked with the Tulare County Office of Education. And Tulare is in the Central Valley of California, as you can see from that map. It's an area of very low achievement. It's an agricultural part of California. And in this Central Valley, only 5 out of every 30 students are proficient in mathematics. So we were very pleased. I was pleased when the county leaders from Tulare came to us and said, we'd like to do this initiative with 5th grade and have them take your course and see if we can impact this issue. So the teachers in 5th grade all took part in these network meetings with their 5 network meetings with their county leaders. In the network meetings, they worked on the online class, they collaborated. The county leaders described it to me as math therapy. A lot of these 5th grade teachers were themselves fearful of maths. They talked about getting through maths really quickly in the classroom because they were so scared of it. So they would sit around and do maths together and learn these new ideas, and it was like therapy sessions we visited. And then back in their schools, they would continue with the course and also look at student work together. So I want to tell you what we learned over the course of this year. And the first very interesting finding was that we gave this online class to teachers so that they would learn about new teaching methods and change the maths experience for their students. But one of the biggest findings was the teachers themselves changed their own relationship with mathematics. And this is a quote from one of our teachers: "I thought it was going to be great for the kids. I never expected it to change me. That's been my greatest revelation in all of it." And the teachers talked about, I presented actually in the National Math Conferences last week, and one of the teachers stood up with his principal, and they said, we used to get through math as fast as we could. Now we sit around till 7 o'clock at night talking about math problems. So a really different relationship for the teachers. We saw very significant shifts in teaching. So the teachers in the study were all observed teaching at 2 different time points. And even the 2 different time points, which were only in the middle of the year, showed these were all significant shifts for the teachers. More use of mathematically rich tasks, students sharing their ideas, teachers emphasizing depth over speed. This is one of the teachers talking about that, saying, I've gone from direct instruction with little exploration of tasks to a complete shift of teacher role. I've become a facilitator. I anticipate their answers to math tasks, and they share their thinking and ask each other questions. So very big shift in how they were teaching mathematics. The course has a lot of information about the importance of challenge and struggle for kids, about how challenging environments really build brain pathways, and it's really important to struggle with mathematics. So we saw big shifts in the struggle area. And, when I read quotes like this one I'm going to share with you, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit. But this is a teacher saying, the kids were thrilled, going, oh my gosh, he's doing it like that. It's okay that we struggle. It's okay that we think differently. So for students to not think any of these things are okay is why we're doing this work. And so that was big shifts in how the kids saw struggle as important, and so did the teachers. And then other big teaching shifts, celebrating different approaches, celebrating cognitive challenge. This is a teacher saying, I'm using tasks, allowing students to discover strategies using their prior knowledge, visuals, and manipulatives, rather than me just telling them the strategies. And then, I've talked about the shifts in the teaching. There were also big shifts in the students, both mindset and their achievement over this school year, which was great. So this is a teacher saying, I want you to know that this has meant a lot. Seeing how positive the kids are about their learning now has made a world of difference. And the confidence they have is unlike anything I've seen. And then one of the things I loved about the shifts in the students and the teachers is the students developed these amazing mindsets where they learned they could do anything. And they started encouraging the teachers to feel better about their own relationship with maths. It wasn't the direction we were thinking it would go. But this is some of the student agency that we heard about. A new student had arrived in our classroom. He came in with a statement, special needs. We were doing a problem together, and I noticed he wasn't writing down the problem. I asked him why. He said, I'm not good at math, it's hard. Before I could respond, the entire class looked directly at him and said, don't say that, everyone can be good at math. We then gave him our class cheer, which is I can, you can, and we can. And it was totally spontaneous, and now I'm seeing a lot more effort from him. So lots of great things from the teachers. The county actually gave surveys to the students at the beginning and end of the year, and we had 383 students who took both of those surveys. They significantly shifted in their mindset, in their beliefs about who could do mathematics, in their views about struggle, and about the nature of mathematics. We were also able to compare the achievement differences of the fifth grade teachers who took the online class in the network with other fifth grade teachers who were in the same schools and districts but didn't do that. And when we compared the achievement of the students on the standardized tests in California, they achieved at significantly higher levels, even though this was their first year of trying new things, which is pretty unusual. The achievement differences were particularly high and significant for girls, for language learners, and for economically disadvantaged students. So we were very happy with that. Going on to talk a little bit about what came from this. So this was our study. And together as a group, the researchers at Stanford and the county leaders in the central office in California, we decided we needed a kind of observation measure that would look at this type of teaching. None of the observation measures that are out there did what we wanted this observation measure to do, which was to see where teachers were giving good brain messages to kids, to see where they were valuing struggle, depth over speed. So we worked on developing an observation measure ourselves, and the county officers went out and used it. That's since developed, and we've put a whole new set of resources on our website, and they're all around teaching this sort of approach. So before I get into showing you the resources, I should tell you a little bit of background of the videos we use in the resources. So like Brian, we also have summer camps here at Stanford. And this particular camp I want to share with you, we invited 81 students a couple of summers ago, and we taught them the brain science. We told them there's no such thing as a math person, and we taught them maths in a different way, in an open, creative kind of way. These are test scores of the 81 kids when they came to us. They'd taken a test of algebra in their district. These are the 81 kids. You can see some of them are very high achievers. Some of them scored 0 on the pretest. We gave them this same algebra test at the end of our summer. We'd only taught them for 18 lessons, but this was the shift in their achievement, which was equivalent to 2.4 years of school. So I'm going to show you a little video of what happened in our camp, and then I'll show you how we're using the resources we got. So we had a filmmaker come around and film our teaching, and she also filmed the kids in their regular classes. And this video shows you a little bit of the kids in their regular classes and then how they were in our camp.
Some people think I'm not good at math. I can never do anything. I'm not good at it. I'm just going to give up.
A lot of people think of it as like prison, like you don't have any freedom.
Okay, time to go to your notebook. Okay, read chapter 1. Okay, here's your worksheet.
The math textbook is kind of like the Bible. You have to kind of worship the textbook, and I don't really like that.
Everybody's going so quickly, and I thought if I didn't go quick, people think I'm like not smart.
I made a lot of mistakes, and I got really sad about it.
You make a mistake, you're pretty much done. Yeah.
They can't do it fast, and they're so smart because they can, and I'm not smart, and I just kind of stopped.
You feel like you're serving a sentence for like nothing.
I love it. That does look like a cuboid.
Oh, we got it!
I've done better with math when I was talking with people, sharing ideas.
4 or 5 brains work better than 1.
I'll see it one way, but then someone else will see it another way, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense.
I love that we're getting different answers out, because lots of problems in math, there are different answers.
Have more than one way to solve them.
question.
Because in real life, you're not gonna just do one thing. You're gonna do many things. You're gonna need to use different methods. Yay!
No, hold on. Take your time and just experiment with every way that could possibly work.
You definitely have to be patient because certain problems, they take forever.
Math isn't about speed, and you can make mistakes and you learn from them.
Yeah, I did that too!
Yes!
Told you!
Math isn't like the enemy and it can't hurt me.
You can run wild, you can pass ideas by each other.
I thought that math was all about right answers and wrong. Now that I believe that math is really about ideas and creativity, it's a lot more inspiring.
So we wanted to make a guide to what this kind of teaching looked like. And as I mentioned, we developed this with the county office. We sat together thinking really carefully about what does it look like when teachers are at the beginning of this journey? What does it look like as they go along the journey? At UCubed, we really like maths to look really creative and beautiful and visual. So we sat there one day and said, this isn't going to cut it for us because it's a boring old table. And so we made this guide into a beautiful set of hexagons. And actually, I have brought some of these. We've made a few of them into posters. So if anybody really wants one, we've got about 15 of these here, I think. But this is on our website, and it's been up for 2 weeks. We've already had 40,000 views of this. And what it is, it's interactive. So in each of these expanding hexagons, there's a video. And the video comes from the teaching case I just showed you. So videos of me and other people teaching in the summer camp. So you can see this is how it looks like on the website. You can see each of the expanding hexagons has a little video button. You can click on that video. There's a free video that kind of exemplifies what this looks like in the classroom. So the guide is very popular at the moment with teachers and leaders. We also put up on our site a guide to the guide, like how to use it in classrooms. We said that rather than putting this out as a form of teacher evaluation, we would prefer it if the guide were used by teachers themselves as a kind of self-reflection journey of where they are in this process. And so we talk about how you can use it as a coach, but we'd like teachers to think about how to use it as a reflection process. We published as well a teacher doing just that. This is a bit of her journal where she talks about her progress, taking one of these ideas and thinking about how to develop it in the classroom. So on our teaching resources page, we're now writing books at our centre too. The other UCubed staff who are here with me, we're co-writing books together. And we also shared at the same time the fifth piece of our hexagons is about assessment. It's very hard to have a growth mindset and believe in yourself if you're constantly being tested and graded and given negative messages. So I was very happy we were able to put up a new sort of white paper which features 3 high school math departments that are moving away from testing and grading and using growth assessments. And lots and lots of examples of how they're doing that, how they're taking these snapshots in the classrooms. And the last thing that's on there is this range of K-8 books that are coming out. Some of them are out already, and some of them are coming out over the school year. So the TLOS grant we got was very productive in terms of both the research evidence we were able to collect, but it turned into all of these different resources, which we are very happy with how much teachers are benefiting from these at the moment. So that's what I was going to share with you. I think we have some time for questions.